let me say this to black women. And I know before I go to the next call, let me say this to black women. This is one of the reasons why we need polygyny in the black community. I don't care what you think. I don't care. I don't care what y'all have to say. This is one of the reasons we need polygyny in the black community. This is why we need a father in every house. This right here, because our children are being flushed down the toilet because they have single mothers who are doing the best they can, but they have to fight these racist school districts by themselves without no masculine energy. This is why we need polygyny. This right here. This is exactly why men need to have more than one family so they can go into these schools and fight for our children. Let me go to the next call. All right, go right ahead with your question, good brother.
So, my son I'm an Army veteran. I mean, I did it like a lot of that kind of stuff. I was in the Army for 8 years, and I found out that I had kids when I got back.
Okay.
And I've been doing everything that I possibly can to be like in their life every single day.
Okay.
Like if it's the last thing that I do that day, then I make it home to see them.
Okay.
But in my absence, my son is I don't want to call him a punk because that would be an insult. He's just very soft.
Okay. How old is your son?
He's 5.
He's 5 years old.
Yeah.
And so why do you feel that a 5-year-old boy could be soft or be a punk at 5?
No. I don't feel like he's a punk. Okay. I feel like he's just very soft, like around the edges. I'm trying to make him like stronger and I guess in a way you could say more like me.
Okay. And
I can trust him to protect my family if in my absence.
Okay. But at 5 years old, are you sure that you are not adultifying him too soon? Because he's only 5. So he's not at an age where he could protect anyone right now.
No, absolutely not. I completely agree. It's not that I'm trying to adultify him. I'm trying to get him ahead of schedule because these things, life kicks you before you're ready to be kicked. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I don't want my son to go through the same thing that I went through. I had an abusive mother and an absent father that only came in my life when I was 16 years old.
Okay. And you have to make sure that the trauma you faced, you have to make sure that your trauma is not now being transferred to your son from you.
Yes, which I'm working. I completely agree, but I'm also working very vigilantly towards that, if that makes sense.
Yes, sir. Now, do you live with him?
Yes.
Okay. And the mother is there as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we that's how we found out that they were my kids.
Okay. Now, here's the other thing, and this is going to be very important for you. You're going to have to make sure your son gets what you didn't as a child, and that is emotional support from his father. You're going to have to be very emotionally supportive because you didn't get it. And because you didn't get it, you may not necessarily know how to show it. So you're going to have to work on that because how you said.
Yeah, I think that's my issue is that I don't know how to show it. I try.
Because here's
I give him everything that he asked for. Like, if as long as it's in my capability. I bought him an Xbox 2 days ago.
Okay. Because here's my fear. Let me give you what my fear is. My fear is that if you don't provide your son with emotional support, but you expect him to behave in a traditional masculine manner. In other
Okay.
words, you want him to be strong and tough, but if you make those demands without providing him with the emotional support as he works towards becoming a man, you will lose him and he will end up being traumatized, and he could also become a candidate to be drafted by the Rainbow Army. And you know what the Rainbow Army is, because what
Yes, I do.
happens is strong black men who expect their sons to become strong black men, who do not provide their sons with emotional support, they end up engendering within their son a belief that they are inadequate as men. If your
Okay.
son develops a belief that he is inadequate as a man because his father is holding them to a high standard of masculinity, but at the same time not providing him with the emotional support that he needs, he can start questioning his manhood. And if he runs
Okay.
into the wrong people, they will help him question his manhood, and they will try to influence him to abandon his manhood, if that makes sense to you.
Okay. Yes, it does.
So
But
you gotta
so
be
let me ask you
emotionally
this.
supportive. You gotta be
I'll give you
emotionally
a
supportive.
prime. I'll give you a prime example. He has like listening issues and stuff like that. So he likes to jump down the stairs. And I've told him before, don't jump down the stairs, son. I try to be gentle. Like, I'm actively trying. And I'm like, don't jump down the stairs. You're going to hurt yourself.
Do you have anger management issues?
I did. I've been in therapy for the last 3 years.
Okay, because the way you present, good brother, the way you present, I'm a little concerned that you're going to be a bit too hard on those boys.
I mean, it's easier to be soft on my daughter than it is on my son, because my daughter, I mean, in a perfect world, she'd always have her daddy to protect her.
Right. So
And,
are you
but
still in therapy?
yes.
Okay. Okay. I think there probably will also need to be some family sessions as your sons get older. And I think it would also be a good idea for them to get some therapy sessions right now, even if it's just play therapy.
I can manage that. Yeah, I can pay for that.
Yeah, I think you want to make sure that happens. I think you.
It's not that I'm trying to be hard on them. It's that I know how fast I had to grow up.
Let me ask you a
Like,
question. In the military, did you have any tours of duty where you experienced combat?
4. I was an infantryman, actually.
And so you saw combat. Did you see
Yeah.
combat, actual combat?
Yes.
In what theaters, if you don't mind me asking?
3 in Afghanistan and 1 in Poland and Ukraine.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been evaluated to see if you have post-traumatic stress disorder?
Yes, and I do.
You
That's
have
why
PTSD.
I was medically discharged from the Army because of it.
Okay, you were medically discharged from the Army for post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay.
Yeah, because I told a soldier that I got that she didn't belong in this world, because it's combat is extreme, and she was under this impression like she was using too many feelings for me, I should say.
Okay.
And she was saying that it was a snow bunny, let's be honest here. But
Okay.
she was, you don't control who your soldiers are.
Okay.
But at this point, I'm a staff sergeant, so I E6 in the Army.
Okay.
And I told her that if you can carry me up this hill, which it's called Hill 400. It's 400 meters in the sky is why it's called that. It also has like World War II vibes and all that. behind it. But I said, if you can carry me up this hill, then I'll trust you. But personally, I don't, because all you do is cry and be a baby.
Let me ask you something. Do you think, first of all, do you have recurrent dreams or nightmares from your tours of duty when you sleep? Do you have nightmares or dreams?
Yes.
Okay.
I have this nightmare. I don't want to be graphic on live, but basically, it was the day that my best friend died, and I shot a round that was incendiary on accident. I was still pretty young in the Army, and it burned the entire field of grass, which I'm talking about like 4 foot tall grass. And that's the dream that I have over and over again.
Okay. The reason I brought that up, do you think it's safe? I'm wondering, it could be safe, but do you think it's safe for you to be in a home with those children? Like PTSD?
Yes, absolutely. No. I don't take it out on them at all. I make it a job not to.
Right, but if you have a PTSD dream or a nightmare, you
Can you give me a second, please, son?
you
I'll
may
talk to
not
you in a minute, okay?
you may not know that you're going through an episode, though. That's the problem with PTSD. Sometimes you have trouble discriminating between reality and imagination.
Yeah, I mean, I do exercises like mindfulness and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, do you think the therapist has helped you enough? Is it time for you to get a new therapist?
So I did get a new one. I had a white therapist, and my therapist wanted to focus more on my like childhood trauma than she wanted to focus on like the real problem, which was obviously my PTSD.
Okay.
And so I requested another therapist, and I got this beautiful black queen. That is my only second to my wife.
Okay.
Because she's just that good of a person. She has 6 boys. Like, we talk all the time. I can call her anytime I want to.
Okay.
And she actually fucking listens.
Okay.
Excuse my French.
Understood, bro. Okay. Well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to wrap up, but you have my number. So if you ever need to reach out to me for a consult or something, let me know. You know what I mean? But I wish you well in that. You know, if you ever need to help find
When would I be able to schedule a consultation?
Just shoot me a text message next week and we can schedule it.
Okay.
Okay, bro. Be safe now.
You too.
All right.
Thank you, Dr.UMAR.
No problem.
Hello.
Good morning, Sister Erica. You're live with Dr. Umar on the Black Parent Teleconference. You're here in Detroit with me?
I am here in Detroit with you. Good morning, Dr. Umar.
Good morning. Go right ahead with your question.
In actuality, Dr. Umar, I don't have a question. I actually have a comment. Sure. I followed you from years ago. I came to one of your parenting conferences in Houston, Texas. I had been having trouble with my son, and at that time, he was in kindergarten. I just want to say that I have followed your teachings, and my son right now has straight A's. He's been on the honor roll since he's been in school. Unfortunately, I live in a suburban area and was not able to understand the importance of African American education at the time when I moved. However, because of your teaching, I have been successful with navigating through all of those things, and my son is doing excellent. In this current semester, he has all A's, and in general, he's been on the honor roll since he's been in kindergarten. And I just want to thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Queen. Thank you, because there's always those positive testimonials and words of encouragement that keep me going. So I'm glad you called in to share that with me, Queen. It means a lot, and it just helps remind me that the work that I do for our parents, despite the hate and the pushback that I sometimes get, that it's not in vain. So I thank you so much for those words. That's very powerful. Very powerful. I appreciate that.
And many people always call and they have a question and they have something. But this time I called, I didn't even want anything from you. I just wanted to say thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Queen. Thank you so much, Queen. And just to let you know, FYI, I'm going to be speaking at Eastern Michigan University in Ypsilanti today. It's a 4 to 7 program, and it's inside of the Honors College on the campus of Eastern Michigan University in Ypsilanti. So if you get some time, slide on through there.
Dr.UMAR, I graduated from Eastern Michigan University. I was aware that you was coming, and I'm going to be there. I look forward to meeting you again.
Look forward to seeing you this afternoon, my queen. Make sure you remind me it's you, so I know it's you.
Sure.
Okay,
no
queen.
problem.
Peace
Bye-bye.
and love. All right now. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never.